What it do, bruh? Talk of the town, Nintendo, Doc Trey, still holding it down, still make the best games, and you know this, bro. It's the truth. If you don't like it, you can have that seatbelt.
Right now, I think it's clear. I would be very surprised if all the major platforms came out with a common processor GPU architecture. I think it's obvious that there will be at least strong contenders with ARM cores mixed in with conventional GPUs.
You mentioned ARM in that. Do you think that they are, obviously your experience with iOS and programming for that, is that architecture capable of doing the type of performance necessary for consoles and even modest
NVIDIA
PCs?
is basically re-implementing their very own custom ARM architecture. So there's a big distinction between when you say like an instruction set or an architecture specification and the physical implementations of it. And there's lots of, x86 spans a huge range of capability on there. So there's no doubt that ARM can handle a lot of that. What I would worry about a lot is that they're just beginning to push through to their 64-bit transitions, and any next-gen console's got to be a 64-bit platform. And of course, the PS3 is 64-bit in many ways, but it cuts off the upper half of the address space in this very strange decision-making process on there. So we don't know how ARM's going to fare as 64-bit processors, but lots of companies have been through all of this. Apple has a ton of experience migrating across all of that, and I'm sure that they're working closely. But how close, like Apple, ARM, and NVIDIA are working together on different things is an open question. But ARM is more likely to make a dent in it than x86 just because of the x86 business model on there, where desktop CPUs just cost so much more. If you've got PowerPC or MIPS or especially ARM now, it would seem likely that ARM has a better ecosystem than PowerPC, and that there would be some good sensible reasons to go with that.
And so that is very interesting there. So if you guys don't know who this is John Carmack, previously of id Software. He's actually the founder or co-founder of id Software, people that make Doom and Quake and the like. And this dude is pretty much a genius, a literal genius when it comes to graphics, when it comes to hardware. Like, this dude knows his stuff. Like, this guy is pretty much credited as creating the first Polygon. Yeah, it's that real. This dude's a freaking genius. Now, the reason why I use these clips is because it obviously relates to the NX in some function. Now, in case any of the things that he said right there need explaining, I'm going to explain it to you. So pretty much way back in 2011 when this video interview was made, he was saying that he believed that consoles would use ARM processors in the future. And he said that the main thing keeping that from happening was them being 32-bit over 64-bit. But as you guys know, or you should know if you watched my video on this about a month or two ago, ARM processors have been 64-bit for the last year and a half or 2 years. So problem solved there. He also says that he believed that at least one of the companies making consoles would have a next generation console that actually used ARM processors. But like I said before, he said that 64-bit thing might keep that from happening. And that's something that I said in my previous video. Another thing that's interesting is he name drops NVIDIA, which is funny because NVIDIA is apparently or rumored to be making the chipsets for the NX, and it's an ARM processor. Very interesting. Another thing that's interesting is he says that he believes that a console using ARM processors could actually be more beneficial than using x86 due to power consumption and cost. That's why he believed that, well, back in 2011 anyway, that at least one of the next generation consoles could use ARM. Now, the reason that they didn't is, like I said before, there's no 16-bit version. But if there was, they probably could have and would have used ARM in the PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, like I told you guys previously. Now, he said one of the benefits, like I said, would be cost and power consumption. Now, we've seen over the years that when it comes to hardware costs, Sony and Microsoft especially, don't give a damn how much that stuff costs to make. They don't care how much money they're going to lose. Nintendo, on the other hand, cares about that stuff. They care about costs. They care about power consumption. So you probably want to ask yourself, aside from the ARM architecture, 64-bit architecture not being ready back then, why didn't they use it for the Wii U? Well, it's simple. The Wii U was about to freaking come out. This interview was in 2011. System came out in 2012. So obviously it was too late for Nintendo to even do this, even if they wanted to. Now in 2016, we have powerful 64-bit ARM architecture. It's low cost. It's low power consumption. It's exactly what Nintendo is looking for. And it looks like this dude, John Carmack, way back in 2011, predicted this very event. Have that seat.